Are you trading with Tesla shares, or are you investing in Tesla, or you maybe even driving with Tesla? So if so, you probably have been wondering with one question: what the hell is happening with Tesla stock? Because, well, like if you see Tesla chart from late April till early July, which is the time I'm recording this video, it has done phenomenal rise and has risen from approximately $100 per share to roughly $250 per share, which is pretty decent rise by any standards. But the question is, what's the reason behind it and what we could expect in the future? So, to know that, let's start with basic fundamentals and let's see what exactly has happened. And we will start to do that from purely perspective of numbers. And first will be numbers of total vehicle production. And what we could see from the charts actually is that it isn't particularly nice, because both in first quarter in 2024 and in second quarter of 2024, actual numbers were actually decreasing, because in quarter 1 2024 it has 386,000 vehicles produced, as opposed to 422,000 cars in Q1 2023. And if we look at Q2 2024, pattern is similar. Overall sales are down. Alright, what we are seeing is that we have nearly 444,000 vehicles sold, which is down by almost 5%, 4.8 to be precise, from 466,000 vehicles at the same period last year. So pattern is rather obvious. It goes down consistently, and for that, well, there is a bunch of factors like competition from everywhere at Rome, starting from premium product producers in Europe, such as Mercedes EQS or BMW i7 or any other premium car maker, which is giving hard time in terms of quality and reliability for higher end Tesla models from one side, and from other side we have a bunch of Chinese car makers who are making rather decent cars for like $10,000 to $15,000, which is impossible for Europe or America to replicate. So Tesla has rather aging fleet, not concluding Cybertruck, which is a niche at the time as we speak. Well, it has difficult time to catch up with these stiff competitions, and I don't see many mass producing models at any time. So the competition is stiff. They don't have new products, and everyone who wanted to buy Tesla could actually do that, or whether this is new car or second-hand cars, which are even cheaper. So this is one thing. And second thing is, well, revenue are following the same pattern, because if we look at the revenue both in quarter 1 and quarter 2 in 2024, we could see that the picture is not good. I have to correct myself here, because Q2 hasn't actually arrived at the time of this video, so I have to apologize myself and just cover late 2023, early 2024 pattern. And I did it precisely before major report of first half of 2024, because I wanted to illustrate my point, what I'm making here. And here is my point, that actually fundamentals and vehicle deliveries are not that important, because as you see, well, revenue has been dropped in previous quarter from $22.15 billion to $21.3 billion. Earnings per shares were lower as well, from 51 cents to 45 cents, and net income was, just a second, I will quote precisely. Well, net income was down from 2.51 billion to 1.13 billion. So pattern is obvious. Drop in cars sales reflects drop in revenue and drop in net profits, and Tesla still don't have any other major revenue or income source to substitute that. So if they doesn't change their pattern dramatically, well, I don't think it will change in second quarter of 2024, because unless it has some magic rabbit from the hat which will make real net profit to like $5 to $6 billion, I don't think it would somehow justify the recent price rise. So if these are not vehicle numbers, if this is not situation in electric car market or Tesla overall performance, then what's the reason behind this rise? Well, my answer is simple. It's the general market conditions, because if we look at Tesla stock, actually from broader perspective, it is approximately at the same place it were in early 2024, or it hasn't actually climbed any point. It simply fell very sharply and then reverted its previous drop. But if we compare Tesla stock to Nasdaq, we could see that Nasdaq actually has performed quite remarkably well. It has been up for nearly 25%. So overall, Tesla is lagging general index, and before that it was lagging it even more. I believe it was the worst performing stock of whole S&P 500 index. So what is happening now is something which we could call as reversion to mean, because if overall market is good, most of the stocks will do, if not good, then decent. And this is the thing with Tesla. Even bad stock could do well in good market. And if the market would be like minus 25%, I seriously doubt that Tesla stock will be at break-even prices in the first half of the year. But that's the thing about Tesla. If you look at historical Tesla prices, you see that it has extreme volatility, and this is something actually we could expect from Tesla in Tesla's future as we know it, because, well, I think it's perfectly normal for Tesla investors to wait that Tesla stock might rise to like $300 and then fall up to $100, because this is what Tesla does. It has done some very volatile moves with it in its business model, and that will reflect with its prices. So what's my takeaway here? Do not confuse fundamentals with price differences in stock, because that has been the price has never followed fundamentals in the short term, and if you are a trader, you could just ignore it. And if you are a long-term investor, well, you still could ignore 1 year's earnings specifically for Tesla, but I don't know whether you are conservative value investor if you are investing in Tesla. Anyways, but that's not my point. My point is that if fundamentals would follow prices the financial markets will be a whole different story, but it isn't, so they won't. And simply you have accept this as a fair value. If you have belief in Tesla stock, yes, you could wait through this adversity and hope that it would rise. But truth to be told, the situation in the electric cars segment is so saturated and competition is so stiff. Elon Musk has to think something differently, and he has to be bold and think out of the box as he previously has been doing, and he has to hope that he could make money on his ideas. If not, Tesla will have difficult time in the next few years, and it's question how we could see that into Tesla stock. But now I would say that simply this previous rise was simply logical price fluctuation given overall market conditions and historical volatility of Tesla. Tesla fell sharply, so if it fell sharply but general markets were good, it risen back to some more appropriate levels because everything is rising. So, but if market will fall, Tesla will fall more sharper than anyone else. This is how financial markets work, and do not make too much sense out of financial statements or vehicle deliveries if you are looking at the short term. That's my take for today, but we will continue to analyze markets and latest developments in my next videos, so make sure you are following me and make money in financial markets. See you later.